everyone, it's Justine, and today I'm participating in my friend Josephine's Snarktoberfest blog hop that she organized featuring several different companies. And if you don't know what snark is, it just simply is those type of stamps where it has a certain type of humor that is really funny but could also be sort of considered rude by some people or might be taken the wrong way. And I love snarky stamps, but I'm keeping it pretty mild since I found out that my students watch my YouTube channel. So to start off, I'm grabbing this floral stencil from GKD Designs, and I am taping it to the back of my cardstock and then taping the stencil down onto my work surface so that everything stays in place. I'm using lemon cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to be covering this entire stencil using VersaFine. So you're kind of stamping with a stencil. I'm going to lay it down all over the stencil here, and since I have a brand new Versamark ink pad, how great is that since mine was pretty gross, it's actually going to go down really easy and quickly because there's a lot of liquid on it. So I am going to peel back here my stencil, and you can see that it creates sort of a watermark on the card for a tone-on-tone look. But in order to keep that there and keep everything nice and easy and dry, I'm going to be using my clear embossing powder to emboss over top. Okay, so I'm going to pour some clear embossing powder on top here, and while I'm doing this and heat embossing, I'll tell you a little bit about the blog hop. So if you're interested, just click on the link below in the video description. There'll be several designers using snarky stamps, so you might have a good laugh today while you're reading the different sentiments on the cards. And it is being sponsored, so if you leave a comment on all of the blogs, you have a chance to win prizes from various stamp companies and also some bunky bags, which I've featured before. Now, once that's all finished, I'm just going to glue my panel here onto my card, and I'm using some Tombow monoliquid adhesive, and I am actually going to create a paneling, sort of a layering effect. So I'm using lemon cardstock, then fog cardstock, and mounting it onto some white cardstock to create a nice layered look. So now that my card is put together, obviously I need that snarky sentiment in order for this to be a part of that blog hop. So I was going through my stamps and I was trying to find some relatively mild snarky stamps for my YouTube channel because I know not everybody's humor is the same and I don't want to offend anybody. So I grabbed a scrap piece of paper here, and I am going to be stamping one of my favorite ones from So Susie Stamps, which is Common Sense is a Flower That Doesn't Grow in Everyone's Garden. And I'm going to be stamping this here using some VersaFine ink. I'm just going to take out the foam because this is a clink stamp on my mini MISTI. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this down onto my cardstock. I apologize from the glare from my lamp. And I'm just going to simply trim it down and attach it to the front of my card. In order to add a bit more dimension, I'm just adding some 3D foam tape here onto the card, and then I'll move on to the other two cards that I created using a similar technique. I'm just going to go through it and briefly explain instead of showing the video tutorial, just because it's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to place the sentiment actually in the bottom middle of my card, which I rarely do, but I thought it looked really nice, and I love how that flower just pokes out the back to reiterate that sentiment. So for my next card, I also used a So Susie stamp. When life gives you Monday, dip it in glitter and sparkle all day. That's the sentiment. However, instead of doing the clear embossing powder like this yellow card here and getting that tone-on-tone look, I decided to go ahead and use the Versamark ink, stamp it down over the stencil, and then I added sticky embossing powder from Ranger. Now when I heat this up with my heat gun, it becomes sort of an adhesive, and then I added this rock candy glitter from Ranger and Tim Holtz. It's a coarse glitter onto it, and having that dip it in glitter and sparkle all day sentiment paired up with that stencil and the glitter, it works so well. For the last card, I did the I'm glad you're learning to laugh at yourself. It was getting awkward for the rest of us. And this time I used silver pearl embossing powder. So I did the Versamark and covered it in silver pearl. And as you can see, it creates sort of a tone-on-tone look. But when you hold it up to the light, it creates a silver pearl look. Well, I hope you got a nice laugh for today, and be sure to head on over to my blog to get a chance to win some prizes. Check out the other funny cards the ladies have created. There's a whole bunch of talent in this group. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you want to subscribe, just click on the right. If you want to check out my blog, click on the left. Or if you want to check out some more videos, you're welcome to. I have some video suggestions below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!